James Luxon here, delighted to be joined with Skye Nicholson. Skye, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Good stuff. Yeah, very well, thank you. How does it feel to be the new Commonwealth title holder?
Good. Really good. Obviously a title that means a lot to me after winning the Commonwealth title in the amateurs, and getting to do it back home. So, no, I'm really glad that was the first title I fought for, and I'm excited for what's next.
Absolutely. You mentioned there, so you won the Commonwealth Games as an amateur. How much did it mean to you to win it as a pro, and was it always one of your ambitions and goals as a pro?
Yeah, look, turning pro, the whole pro scene, um, it was never really um something that I thought about. Like, I was so ingrained in the amateur system so long. But obviously coming over to the pros this year and having that opportunity to fight for that as my first title, I was like, hell yeah. I was so excited because obviously I won the Commonwealth Games in Queensland back home in Australia. So to have my first pro fight back there and have that be my first title as a professional, no, it meant a lot to me, and I was really glad that I could do it in front of a home crowd.
Absolutely. You mentioned obviously your first fight back home, first fight as a professional in Australia. 5-0 in your first 7 months as a pro. Travelled all over the world. You've been here, there, and everywhere. And like you say, finally got to fight back in Australia. How's it been fighting all over the place and experiencing these different cultures and different countries?
Oh, I love it. I've always boxed around the world as an amateur as well, and it was something that I talked about with Eddie um, before signing with Matchroom. I didn't want to just box in Australia. If I was going to turn pro, I wanted to box around the world. Um, and Matchroom have really delivered on that. 2 fights in the US, 2 fights in the UK, and a fight back home this year. Um, I'm begging for one more fight before the end of the year. I'm straight back in the gym, straight back in camp. I'm staying ready. Um, the cards are all pretty full, but I'm just going to keep knocking on that door and really hope that I can get one more in before Christmas. So we had said we'd have 6 in the first year, so I'm kind of trying to hold them to that. Um, but no, it's been an amazing year. I love fighting around the world. I love meeting fans in all different countries, and it's been so humbling, like meeting people that know my name in all different corners of the world. So no, it's very cool, and I'm just absolutely loving it.
You mentioned there you wanted to go 6 fights this year. How important is it to you to stay active?
Oh, I just feel like when I'm in the gym and I'm building momentum, staying ready for me, I just get there's so much more out of me than getting ready again. So I had a big break after my fourth fight. I had about 6 weeks away from the gym, no boxing, no training, and I've just done an amazing camp for this fight. And like again, like I barely got hit in that fight. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready to go again now. Um, but I want to build on what we're doing in the gym. I'm improving all the time. I'm doing lots of new things, inspiring, and I want to transfer that into the ring. I want to transfer that into my performances when I fight. So I feel like the best way to do that is to just keep fighting, stay active. I'm not copying punishment. I'm not in wars. So I feel like um, I, I I can be active and can be fighting quite regularly, like I have been. Um, Obviously, as the opponents get tougher and the fights get harder, I won't be able to fight as often. But I think right now, while I can get away with it, I should just be fighting and getting those experience, getting those rounds in, and using it to develop myself as a professional boxer.
Talk to me a bit about the gym. You mentioned that you've spent most of your time in there the last 7 months, down at
Yeah.
the iBox with Eddie Lamb and Al Smith. How's that been? Obviously, coming to a new country, joining a new gym full of strangers, really.
Honestly, it's the best decision I've ever made. Um, I feel like it's my home. I feel like I live there. I feel like I'm in the gym more than I'm at home most of the time. Um, Eddie and Al, Paul, everyone in the gym have taken me in as one of their own. I feel like I'm part of the family there in iBox. All the boys are like brothers to me. We're always bouncing off each other and pushing each other. We're always um, cheering each other on when we got fights. I feel like I'm just in such a good place there. It's um, such a good place to develop yourself as a fighter, but also as a person. Surrounded by really good people in there, and I'm very, very grateful that I found the iBox gym. Um, I couldn't imagine doing this whole journey anywhere else.
I mean, I've been in there a few times myself, and I know what it's like. It's buzzing. It's where we first met down there. And do you feel it helps that it's such a young crowd in there because it is full of prospects and it is full of young guys?
Yeah, I think I'm one of the oldest. Me and Archie, I think, we're the oldest, the oldest fighters in the gym. Um, but yeah, I think the talent's there, the youth's there, and we're a group of hungry fighters that have talent, but also have hard work ethic. Um, we all want to be the best. We all share that passion, and that drive and that motivation. So to be surrounded by that every day in the gym, like, you can't ask for much more than that. It's no, it's a very good environment to be in as a professional athlete.
Not only the fact I've said you all get on and the morale's higher, but also, as you mentioned, they're all very, very talented. And obviously yourself now, you got your first title, so you got your gloves up on the wall of champions there at the gym. But you got Dennis McCann fighting for a title very, very soon. Archie Sharp's obviously ranked number 1 or 2 in the world, so he's obviously there knocking on the door at a world title. Even Sam Noakes, I think he's fighting for a title soon as well. 9-0, nine
Yeah,
knockouts.
Pierce O'Leary's fighting for a title as well. I think WBC International maybe.
No,
No, like, the titles we're getting in, we're going to have a few more up on the wall, I think, before the end of the year. So it's very exciting times for the gym, and that just shows, like, we're all bouncing off each other. Um, so no, it's very exciting times. We've got a great gym of great prospects that I think are going to go on to do big things over the next few years.
they say success breeds success. Do you feel that's the case with the iBox gym?
100%. I think it's very hard to be a hungry, talented athlete in that gym and not succeed when you've got amazing coaches who put in the time, the effort, uh, basically will give you everything you need to be successful. You've got to want it, you've got to need it. And then you're surrounded by all these other athletes that are hungry and talented and want it and need it. I think, yeah, if you want it and you've got the talent, you've got the hunger, and you're in the iBox gym, it'd be hard not to succeed.
Absolutely. Talk to me a little bit about life under Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. You mentioned earlier, you said at the start before you signed with him, you wanted 6 fights. He's almost delivered on that. But the other bits and pieces that you discussed with him, has he also delivered on those as well?
Yeah, so when Eddie reached out for me to sign with Matchroom, he basically commended what I'd done in the amateurs. He discussed where women's boxing's at right now, what a good time it is to come over to the pro ranks. He said that he could see me winning world titles in multiple weight divisions, and I really appreciated his vision for my career. And I appreciated that he saw something in me and my talent. Um, and that was my main reason for wanting to sign with Matchroom. I had great offers from uh, other promoters, but I felt with Matchroom, they're ahead of the game worldwide. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to be worldwide. And there's no other promoters, there's no other promotional company that is doing what Eddie's doing on the world scene. And that for me was, a no-brainer, really.
Obviously, he's also got Ebony Bridges. He's just recently signed Liam Parrow. He's got Dempsey McKean. Did he sell you a vision of expanding in Australia?
He discussed Matchroom's interest in coming to Australia. But for me, like I said to you, I wasn't ever really that interested in professional boxing, because the professional boxing scene in Australia, up until very recently, has been um, quite small scaled, not a lot of interest, not a lot of following, not a big fan base. It's growing right now. We've got some really good talent coming through, and I think Matchroom coming out to Australia is really good timing, with the talent pool and I guess the buzz around boxing in Australia right now. But for me, the small hall shows that I was going to, I never really saw the I guess the interest for me to turn professional. It wasn't there for me. Um, but what Matchroom had to offer, the global scale of, um, I guess, the stage that I could box on, and the eyes that I could have on my boxing, the exposure, and yeah, I guess the opportunities that Matchroom could give me, that was a big draw card for me, and something that made me think, actually, I could see myself doing this. And to be honest with you, um, the main reason I even said yes to doing it was because the rules changed and I was able to go back for the Olympics for 2024. And that was 100% when I turned pro, 100% the only reason I agreed to doing it, because even when I first spoke to Eddie, I said, nah, I'm not interested in turning professional. Yeah, I'm just going to focus on the Olympics. I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I travel the world with the national team, and I'm boxing in different countries all the time, and I was kind of happy doing that. And honestly, now I've just had the greatest 7 months of my life, and I don't regret it at all. I don't regret anything I've done, and I'm loving it so much. I'm having so much fun with what I'm doing. I love where I'm training at the iBox gym. Um, I love the hype around fight week. Everything that the professional game offers, I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm so glad I did it. I'm so glad I took the leap. And it's even at the point now where I would prioritize my pro career over going back to the Olympics. Obviously, if the opportunity's still there for me, and it works with what's going on in my pro career at the time, I would love to go back to the Olympic Games. Would love to win a gold medal at the Olympic Games. It's been my dream since I was a child, but I love what I'm doing right now, and I can see myself just doing this as well. So yeah, it just goes to show, I guess, how things can change.
Absolutely, like you say, one thought, but now you've got your first pro title, and who knows what will happen on 2024. Last question I want to come on to, or last topic really. I don't like to tend to split the boxing to female boxing. However,
Mhm.
Katie Taylor fighting this weekend. We recently saw Claressa Shields and Savannah Marshall. Shields unbelievable that night. Obviously, the self-proclaimed GWOAT. Katie Taylor likes to distance herself from that, and she's not a very a boastful person. But
Mhm.
who is the GWOAT for you?
I think I think even Claressa comes out and says that they're both the GWOAT. They're number 1A and number 1B. And I agree with that. I think um, they both rank themselves and each other as number one. And I think that's quite a fair judgment, fair thing to say. Like, they're never going to fight each other. So, very different weight divisions. But Claressa Shields is amazing. What she's achieved, her performances, what she's done, incredible, incredible boxer, athlete. Um, and I know she's the self-proclaimed GWOAT, but I think she is the GWOAT. Katie Taylor, again, obviously doesn't have the same self-promotion that Claressa comes out with social media and all that. She's definitely much more quiet on socials and stuff like that. But everything she's achieved, what she's done, she's definitely been the flag bearer for women's boxing. And she's brought the sport such a long way. And I think her turning professional when she did was just the start of a very exciting era that's now followed. And I think she's going to be that person that female boxers are going to look up to for a very long time, and rightfully so, myself included.
You mentioned there's somebody that people look up to for a long time. Looking back through the years of female fighters, your Layla Rileys, your Lucia Rikers, your Christy Martins, your Deirdre Gogartys, we've got a list of legends there. Where will these two compare? Will they top the pile, Claressa Shields and Katie Taylor?
100% top the pile. 100% top the pile. The talent pool that they're in with now doesn't even compare to the talent pool of 10 years ago, 20 years ago. The sport's come such a long way, and they are the front runners of a much larger scale talent pool. The female boxing just gets better and better and better and better. The women are constantly stealing the show at fight nights, and I think that's going to keep going up and up and up. Like, I think it's just going to keep getting better and better and better, and it's because of the GWOATs like them that have come in and taken the world by storm.
Absolutely. And the last question, we're talking about these guys being the GWOATs. Who's coming through? Who is next? Apart from yourself, who is the next best female fighter, in your opinion?
I see Ellie Scottney doing great things. She's definitely one of the best girls I've worked with. Very, very talented. I think she's going to be a problem for a lot of girls. She can box, she can fight, loves a tear up. Very good boxing IQ, studies boxing, watches boxing, and you can see it when she boxes, when she fights. Sandy Ryan, I rate her. She can box, she can fight, again, loves a tear up, but can box. And when she uses her boxing ability, she's going to be very hard to beat. Who else? Who's on the up? They would be the two standouts for me that I could think of off the top of my head, but there's so much talent right now. Honestly, so much talent coming through in the amateurs as well. There's some really, really good girls in the amateurs that like are going to probably take the pro world by storm when they decide to come over as well and shake things up. So I think it's very exciting times ahead for women's boxing and for boxing in general. We don't have to call it women's boxing, but very exciting times for boxing.
Absolutely correct. Well, Skye, thank you very much for your time. Hopefully we'll see you out again one more time before the end of the year. We'll speak again soon.
Fingers crossed.
Thanks
Thank
very
you
much.
so much, James. See
No
ya.